Hey guys, it's Brendan Borman and I'm back for another 270 video. Today, I'm going to be playing 270 even though the Super Bowl's going on and there's a lot of stuff going on. I'd rather be doing this, providing you guys more content. This is going to be a busy week for me work-wise, so I probably won't get a couple videos out until later in the week. So hopefully I can get a few games in here. I'm going to play as long as I can until my phone dies. But I'm going into national groups because I am playing as Inflation Mary. Inflation has hit us hard in 2024, and hopefully I can hit my opponents back in this game in 2024. But unfortunately for us, Donald Trump also went into evangelicals and into gun lobby. We have 45% bonuses across the board, but our state groups are lacking. National groups are a fun strategy to play in multiplayer, but whenever you have to overspend, like I'm going to have to, it's really going to put us behind the 8 ball. Now, I don't know much about our opponents. We do have a Ted Cruz. We also have a Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson went up in big conservative, and he's also going up in youth vote. He's going to out-pip us in youth, and it looks like Ted Cruz is going to be probably going for either Texas or California. Let's go up in labor and environment, and we did get evangelicals for one turn. Let's see if Mr. Trump decides to overtake us there. He does. So it actually looks like Cruz is not going Texas or California. He went into the Old South. He's also going into Florida. So it looks like the Old South and swing states combination for Mr. Cruz. The good thing is, with our youth vote, we're able to just have enough money to secure labor and environment, and Thomas Jefferson is going to let us have that bonus, and he's going to double pip one of the current most overpowered states in the game of 270, and that, of course, is California. California will allow Jefferson to go after New York and get high-tech and town and gown. He can also, if that's blocked, go to Texas and get the oil, the ag, and potentially Latino and export bonuses. So California, definitely a great place to start. And so we need to start building up our free cash. Or maybe we just decide to pressure. Yeah, let's just pressure Jefferson right now. So we've got Donald Trump locking Colorado on turn number 5. Did not have that on my bingo card. He's also spending in national groups, so even though we lost some potential money there, maybe we are making him waste some money, and there goes youth vote. So that flips back over to Jefferson. We lose that bonus. It is locked. He did have to spend quite a bit of free cash, and now we have $400,000 saved up. We also are pressuring in California, and we can go ahead and get that 45% bonus in women's movement. So not going to spend everything this turn. Going to wait and see. Cruz might want to go over to New York. He is zero spending, and we have Trump making a push in the manufacturing states. So look for Donald Trump to pivot to Texas very soon, and we're going to see us get that women's movement. So that will net us close to $45,000 per turn. And it looks like Ted Cruz has dropped out of the race, making this a 3-player multiplayer match. We have $573,000 in free cash. We have 0 electoral votes. We really need to choose a path. Let's go ahead and go Illinois, North Carolina, and Texas. So this might be a bit controversial because I'm letting Mr. Jefferson potentially get New York, but he does have to protect in California. I'm just doing some quick math here. Okay. Is it going to be possible for me to get swing states and manufacturing? I'm really not worried about oil and gas at this point. Okay. Let's go ahead and open an oil, though. So I wasn't worried about it because I don't want to overextend, but if I can clash in a few spots, and that's kind of brutal. So a 2-pip for Florida. Maybe I should have been more conscious of the big states because now he has $700,000. Now, that is high tech. That is town and gown, which both cannot be used in Florida. But we still don't even have a bonus yet with Texas. So it's going to be a trade-off. We're going to allow him to have Florida for the time being. But we're really going to have to just totally ignore Donald Trump. We're going to have to go straight after Thomas Jefferson. Folks, we are in danger of losing this game, which would be quite unfortunate because you guys probably know I hate losing. 125. Okay, so there's Latino. It's a big bonus, $82K. We only get $69,000 for inflationary and manufacturing. So maybe I played that wrong. Inflationary really is designed to put maximum pressure on your opponents. The problem is Jefferson got such a good foundation in California, and it's protected. And in Florida, it's a high lead that we're going to be playing from behind for most of this match. I do need to have real pressure, but I also need to have a good foundation myself that he can't turn around and put some money in Texas and then just totally make me cripple. So there's oil. He's already got 1.41 million. Now, those bonuses don't apply to Texas, the high tech and the town and gown. So not all of that pressure could be real if it does come. I just need to get him to defend before I have to defend. But right now, I don't have enough money. So I need to just spend my bonus funds, my oil and gas money, and my manufacturing bonus. I'm going to expand a little bit in manufacturing, not so much in oil this turn. And we lost our manufacturing bonus. Oh no. Okay, so export flips with the addition of Pennsylvania to Team Blue. We do now have enough money to potentially make a big steal, especially maybe in California or Florida. Florida wouldn't do a whole lot. This seems like an obvious block if you are Jefferson. Do I pull the trigger? I think we have to. All right, folks, this is probably going to be the end of my winning streak. If he does come up with the block, let's go ahead and skip. Looks like we are able to steal California. Wow, okay, so, he defended by 1. Okay, so we can't even lock it. So he could potentially go all out here. So that would be a complete waste. So can't take Florida. There's only 21 seconds. So what would be a really good strategy here is a double pip every single open state, potentially force a ballot, and maybe catch Jefferson by surprise and knock him out of the match, essentially ensuring we win. However, we're not going to have enough time to do it because it's a 1-minute timer, and I was watching the feed. So we're at the mercy of Jefferson, who did not take back California. He flipped Texas. So he did spend a lot of free cash. He doesn't have enough money to overtake us by more than 1 pip in Cali. We do have our oil and gas money that we still have. Let's get up to the 2nd or 3rd pip in a few states. We don't have to protect it next turn. Go for a steal in New Mexico with our oil instead of defeating Cali. And we're going to pray California stays with us. I don't want to take that state from Donald Trump. I'm targeting Benjamin Franklin. So Alaska will flip blue. I don't know if I have enough time to watch this entire feed. I'll try to watch as much as I can here. And it is 182 for Donald Trump and it's only 139 for Mr. Jefferson, excuse me. I keep saying Franklin. Jefferson. I know who I'm playing against here. So we should be good. Even if, we can't really flip California, I can defend it. So, yeah, that's a defense of Cali. That's a knockout of Thomas Jefferson. So we're going to go from being behind the 8 ball to dominating here after the ballot on turn number 15. What a turnaround. No one wins the White House, so all 152 of his electors are redelegated. And if there's any open states, that will prevent a ballot, which New York is actually unoccupied. So let's go 1 pip into New York, go up in Florida. Let's get in some of these big EV states, Georgia, Ohio, Michigan. We still have a little bit of oil and gas money, but I don't think Donald Trump is even in the oil states except for Colorado, which he locked prematurely on turn number 5. And there's a ballot round. So it looks like we're going to be able to lock everything that we're facing pressure in. Yep. And with 341 EVs, we might lose Louisiana, but I highly doubt it. Let's go to end this turn. Let's secure game number 1. So again, if you do not have Inflation Mary, highly recommend having her. She's a great candidate to buy. I prefer having the subscription, monthly subscription. That way I can play all candidates. Now, I do that partially because I would like to create content for you guys that you will enjoy and have some random characters and fantasy matchups that you might want to watch. So that's why I support the game financially, but you don't have to. It's a free game. It's a great game. And so far, we are 1-0 on the stream. Let's see if we can carry it over into game number 2. Good job, John Henry. Good luck next time. So we're getting close to that top rank. Let's see. We're going to be John Tyler. Never played as John Tyler before. Looks like we're going to be playing against a Bush Cheney, Bush 04, which is a candidate I actually helped design a couple years ago. Spent some hard time researching Mr. Bush. Of course, I was a child when I watched Bush run for election in 2000, and I was not alive when John Tyler was alive. I think it's the Tippy Canoe and Tyler 2. Does that sound right? So Bush has the 40% oil and gas, high ag, 45% Old South bonus. I do have a 35% Old South, so that could be a matchup where whoever wins the Old South could have a leg up. We're going to go into big conservative, and Mr. Bush is going to go in evangelicals and gun lobby. He's also prioritizing getting into Georgia, which is a swing state. It's African American. It's also Old South. So not a bad state to get into. I'm going to open up into swing states. So that might be exactly what Bush wants. I'm not quite sure. He might be trying to go Old South. But with the current glitch in Arizona, you get double counted for swing states. With Arizona, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, and Florida, that is actually enough to get the swing state bonus because Arizona counts as 48,000 currently instead of 24,000. Now, this is, again, the same day as the Super Bowl 2024. So if you're watching this later, that may not be the case. 64 EVs to 45. And it's the 2 national groups to 1. We are going to have enough money to go up in swing states. And then let's pressure President Bush in all 3 of his states. I'm not really intending on state chasing this match. However, the bonus that I'm getting directly correlates to where he is. and I really don't want him to have an uncontested route to that Old South bonus. So Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, those are great states to have early on. And so why not put some pressure, see if we'll overspend, and depending on what I want to do, maybe I can flip one of those states. So swing states and the $100,000 bonus goes to Team Green. And on turn number 5, we have a few options. I am just spending my bonus money in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Nevada. And it looks like Bush is going to have a pretty easy path to Old South. So let's give him the image that we're not going to pressure him and let him lock North Carolina. Holy cow, what a spend. And Virginia. Those are two of my personal favorite states to own, but maybe not at that price. Now, he does have a really high 45% Old South bonus. Maybe he just wanted that. But no, that pretty much gives us about a turn and a half lead. And typically, I don't give those away. So California is going to be the state we probably lean into, but because he has the Old South bonus and only $421,000 in funds, let's go 1 pip each, just in case he goes somewhere we can clash. That'd be a positive equity for us. And also have constant pressure the entire way. He did not go Cali, so let's see. He did go Texas. So even though we start back at the beginning, we can now spend more than just 1 or 2 pips in Texas should we want to. Now let's go up to the 3rd pip in Cali because we have swing state money to go up in Michigan. We already have Pennsylvania to the 3rd pip. If we are able to go up in Delaware and New Hampshire, that would be enough for the high-tech bonus. And then we can open up in all of the oil and gas states from Alaska to North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Colorado. We do not need more than that, but we can go West Virginia. We can go Oklahoma. So I'm really liking our position here. And we will see where Bush decides to spend his money. He's locking Georgia, which, again, a waste of money. However, you could argue that it was maybe one of his best chances to get back in the game if I make a foolish attempt at one of those states. But his big commitment goes back to the Lone Star State. George W. Bush has the 1 pip lead in Texas, and we get the high-tech bonus, which will net us $85,000. Now, a lot of times I will just go ahead and invest into New York, but I don't need to do that. So I'm just going to go up in oil and gas. I've got all of this swing state money. I could go up in a couple more swing states. I could just save it. Let's just look at the current landscape here. I don't have enough for agriculture, so I'll go up in Illinois. If I go up in Wisconsin, Illinois, that'll be plenty. And then, yeah, let's see if I can backdoor Latino. And then with Town and Gown, we're pretty close. I could go Massachusetts and Utah. And then export, I could go over in Washington. But I also have Illinois, so that may not be needed. So Bush does spend quite a bit on this turn. Haven't seen a whole lot of it yet. Probably going to be in Texas. He is pressuring in the oil and gas. There's the double pip into Texas. And turn number 8 is in the books. It looks like the southern states are backing George W. Bush. And all of the green states are occupied by John Tyler. I have $75K of oil and gas, over $100,000 in high tech, $200,000 plus in swing states, and I do have more than my base cash. So, again, the addition of Illinois and Wisconsin will get me agriculture. The addition of New Jersey, Nevada, and then I might decide to flip New Mexico, but Colorado, I should be able to get Latino as well. And all this is without New York. This update has really nerfed New York. But the reason I'm not going New York is not necessarily because of how quote-unquote unpowerful it is. It's because I don't need to. I can pressure my opponents with my bonuses. I'm not really facing the need to expand. And it's not like I'm going to get African American because he has such a stronghold on the Old South. So Oklahoma flips to George W. Bush. I'll have to watch the rest of the oil states. I can't afford to lose any more or lose that bonus. And that's likely where George Bush is headed.
It's time to plug in phones.
Thank you, Alexa, for that. I do need to plug in my phone, but I'll have to wait until after this stream. Turn 10 is in progress, and I can spend some of my new money to get the export bonus. Earlier, I did not do the math on export. I do need just a little bit more, but that's not my priority. My priority is keeping oil and gas, so I'll spend the... Let's see here. Is there a better way to do that? That's okay. I think I can spend my Latino money in Colorado and my oil in Alaska. But that's okay. I do not have AA. I do not have manufacturing. And I do not have export. I will get export this turn. And then this is turn 10. I can probably end the game here in the next, let's say, 3 turns, 4 turns for sure. And I might even decide to pressure Texas. Okay. So uncontested into Ohio. Can go up there and get export. And Washington might actually do it. It does. So 60,000 more for export. And I can pretty much do the exact same thing. So I can lock Colorado with my Latino this time. Use my oil and gas in Alaska. And I still have over $1 million. So I'm going to go up in Tennessee. I can finally enter New York. Up in D.C. Pressure some of these old South states, which likely will be locked off by him, but that's okay. And get in my home state of Missouri, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, Maine, Montana. So we're pushing toward a ballot. Okay, so we block Alaska again. George W. Bush is persistent. I'll give him that. But it's not going to be enough. For those of you who are curious about my channel, so I've been streaming now for a couple years, but I took a long hiatus. I really got burnt out with YouTube. I got burnt out with TwoSeventy. I was playing a lot, especially during COVID-19. And I did get to meet a ton of players in the community. If you can join the Facebook Lounge, it's a highly recommended place where you can play some more TwoSeventy with social tournaments. There's actually a Survivor game that they've done several seasons of where they do live Zooms every night, and They do immunity challenges based off of 270. We've had all kinds of different themed tournaments, which are awesome. We did have a clash in New York, so not going to be the ballot round this time, but hopefully in the next 2 rounds here, we'll get this game over with. We can start at least one more game. But this channel was actually monetized at one point. I'm trying to get monetized again. I have enough subscribers. Thank you those of you who have subscribed. We are on the road to 5K subscribers by Election Day. If you've not subscribed, I greatly appreciate it. But I might start to do a little bit of longer streams or a few live streams just because in order to get monetized again, I do have to have 4,000 watch hours within a 365-day time period. And I have fallen below that. So I appreciate everyone who does watch. I have lots of random people. Actually, 89% of my viewers, according to YouTube, are non-subscribers. So I have lots of people maybe never even played 270 before. And, you know, it can be confusing if you're playing and not knowing what's going on. You see different colors. You see different people. But I hope to bring this game to the masses. And it does look like George W. Bush does forfeit here on turn 14. So we will get this victory. I do have at least one game in me. So let me plug in my phone real quickly, and then we can start the last game. So for this last game, I'm going to be playing as Benjamin Franklin. I was saying his name earlier instead of Thomas Jefferson. So hopefully this time I can say the right name in Franklin. We are playing against Cory Booker, a Ron DeSantis, and a Dwight D. Eisenhower. I do not know any of these players, so good luck to all. This is a 2-minute timer, and I really do not like playing as the color yellow. But that's okay. First world problems. So Benjamin Franklin has a 35% high tech, 25% swing states. We could go national groups, natty groups, as I sometimes call them. DeSantis might go swing states. We could go Cali, but I've done that a lot lately. I kind of like going swing states, but that might be in direct competition with DeSantis. But let's go into Florida. Let's see what happens if we go Florida. I do know that Booker is likely going to go Cali or New York. Eisenhower has lots of national groups, but typically when I play Eisenhower, I play out of Texas. And then DeSantis really is a wild card, but again, swing states. Maybe he'll go Old South in the swing. Maybe we can get Florida and have our pick of the leftover swing states. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments. Let's do a question of the day here. Let me know in the comments of any 270 candidate that you have never played as. Who would you like me to see play that in my next video? But it looks like that my move is not registering here. So I am getting out of the game. I'm getting back in. So sometimes there's a syncing issue. Everything's okay. It does look like it took my money. So youth vote, I'll go up and get that. Florida, however, it does not show me in Florida. So it looks like we clashed in Florida. So let's open up into some more swing states. Going to get back out one more time and get back in. So turn number 3. Oh boy, what a nightmare. So Pennsylvania was a clash. It does have our youth vote. Other players are spending in national groups. But if this turn doesn't work, we may be better off scrapping this game. Hopefully it gets back on sync, however. Sometimes you'll see that players, after 3 turns of not spending, will automatically forfeit. But if the clock is adjusted and are stuck on 0 for a long period of time, sometimes the best thing to do is get out and get back in. So Booker does get to the 3rd pip in Florida. There's a clash in Georgia. And labor environment is not secured by Booker, but he does go up to the 2nd pip. He really wanted to prioritize Florida. And so turn number 3, let's look. There's only youth vote, we have the only bonus. So even though we didn't get off to the best start, we do pretty much have a clean board. We have California open, we have New York open, and let's go ahead and go up into Massachusetts and Utah, Washington, Delaware. So we're going to prioritize some of these high-tech states. Going to try to stay out of New York. And DeSantis really has some of those states we might want for high-tech with Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia. Blue, I don't think Blue is a good player, so I don't have to worry about him. Maybe it's a little bit too early to go all out for high-tech. Maybe we can pressure some oil and gas with Eisenhower. Because if we can get him to overspin there, maybe he'll stay out of Cali. So we do get clean entry into California, which is key. A clash there would have been really, really bad. Booker feels like he is going for swing states no matter what, and he's wasting his extra cash in labor environment without getting that bonus. Again, the payoffs to national groups is getting that bonus early. The earlier you get it, the more turns you have to make up that investment. It's already turned 4, and he still does not have that bonus. So if it were me, I would have just gone for labor that turn. But he doesn't have a bonus. There's swing states for DeSantis. So $135,000 for DeSantis in swing. We're going to get in the rest of the oil and gas states to make it look like we can pressure Eisenhower there. I don't know if that's the smartest move, but I think we're pot committed because we're already in the other oil and gas states, excuse me. Yeah, this has definitely not been one of my best games. Definitely not playing it efficiently. Gonna have to pick my spots pretty carefully here. I don't think I can go for a steal, so let's go for a couple more high-tech states just to give myself an option. If I get Massachusetts and Utah, I still need $60K more of high-tech. So Connecticut would be 15, Washington would be 25, that's 40, plus Delaware is 50. I would need to have New Hampshire. New Hampshire is pressured. However, I feel like if I lock it, it will not be locked. As Virginia is locked, however, by DeSantis, so maybe. So we're up to 104 electors. Labor and Environment goes to Booker, and Oil and Gas finally goes to Eisenhower. Eisenhower is also opening up into manufacturing. So again, the same combination I said last time. I'm going to need New Hampshire, but California, I'm going to need Connecticut, Washington, Delaware, and New Hampshire. Plus, I'm going to need Utah and Massachusetts. And that leaves me with an extra 153. Let's just go ahead and lock it. Yeah, 40K. I think this will get me high tech. I mean, it will if it works. I think it will work. The only downside is if New Hampshire is blocked, I don't have enough to go up in Pennsylvania or Michigan. So here we go. Arizona is locked. It's a good state to be in by myself, though, besides DeSantis. Here we go. Here's some oil and gas spending finally. So Eisenhower is going to lock Colorado. Georgia, big clash. It helps me. A lot of money being spent there. Louisiana is locked. Eisenhower went for the flip, did not get it. All eyes are on New Hampshire. We do get it, and we do lock it. So that is going to be the high-tech bonus. Same conversation I had last game. I could go up in New York, just make it easy. Or I could pressure in Pennsylvania and Michigan. I'm leaning toward pressuring just because I have pressure pretty much everywhere. I have pressure with DeSantis. I have pressure with Eisenhower. And I don't really have pressure with Booker, except I guess I have pressure in Florida. However, Booker is probably going to be the one that's eliminated. So I need to take some EVs from my competition now. And that leaves me with just free cash. Again, I could go up in Latino. I could go up in just EVs. But I think I need more information. So let's pressure DeSantis. I'll go in North Carolina as well. And that's quite a bit of pressure. I'm not feeling any pressure in California, which makes it easy. And DeSantis does go into Florida and is able to lock Georgia. And Booker goes into Michigan. So maybe I just let those two fight over Michigan. And DeSantis is going to New York. Okay, so DeSantis could be making an African-American push. He could just be going for electoral votes. But I don't hate that by him. I do think that normally I do go there. So that would have been a clash and a waste of money for him. But he might just be one of those electoral, so he's not the first one eliminated. So turn number 8 here. I don't have Town and Gown. New York would give me Town and Gown, of course, but with Massachusetts and Utah, I don't need a whole heck of a lot more. So I could go up in Missouri and Minnesota strictly for the EVs. And then DC, Vermont, Maine, Rhode Island, all those Town and Gown states. That will help me not get eliminated. Again, I could spend my high tech going after Pennsylvania, going after Michigan. I think I've ruled out Michigan for a little bit. Might just save it, though, and maybe I can double pip New York next turn, have some real pressure there. And manufacturing is going to go to Eisenhower eventually. But he's taking a sweet time. This is definitely a game I'm thankful I'm not playing against a really, really good player. Because the way the board shook out, I'd be in a lot bigger trouble. As Booker maintains a lead in Wisconsin, but West Virginia is stolen. So Eisenhower using that $90,000 of oil and gas to pretty much take every single oil and gas state. But he's neglecting the rest of the bonuses. He still does not have manufacturing. Like I mentioned, I can use my bonus funds to... I was thinking about double pipping New York, but then why risk a clash? So let's just go 1 pip. Secure that Town and Gown bonus with Missouri, Minnesota, Rhode Island, Maine, and Vermont. And then do I want a ballot? Do I not want a ballot? I could empty the chamber here and go for the empty states. I could go for a big flip in North Carolina. Sitting on $400,000. Illinois looks nice and tasty. But I'm leaning toward just letting it ride here. More information might give me a better move next turn. Illinois, Eisenhower moves up to the sixth pip. He will get manufacturing with Tennessee, uncontested this turn. DeSantis moves up to the 3rd pip in New York. defends Pennsylvania, has already locked Michigan. So DeSantis, if he had pressure in Cali, would be doing okay, but he needs to spread his wings a little bit more. I wouldn't mind knocking him out. I'm pretty much in every state he's in. Eisenhower would be okay to knock out. I would take his oil and gas, but I need to get in Texas. And actually, African American goes to DeSantis as well. So I would go after Arizona, but it's locked. Now that I have Town and Gown, I could go after Maryland. I highly doubt he's gonna defend Maryland. Have a bunch of high tech money. Maybe I'll just go 3 pips past just in case he locks it. Washington pressure doesn't super matter, but I'll just put 1 pip there. Pennsylvania, I'll go up 1, make him maybe overspend next turn. Not in Iowa yet. I could use that Town and Gown money in New York. Decisions. So now these empty states. Let's go ahead and enter into them. I'm just going 1 pip. Might allow someone to pass me. New Jersey, I will double. And we'll see what happens. Of course, Eisenhower locks Alaska because why doesn't he? And a clash in Arkansas will prevent a ballot. Illinois is locked. So that's 19 EVs closer to the 100 needed to force a ballot. And our Maryland flip is successful. So we have an outside shot, if we can play our cards right, of getting DeSantis eliminated. That would be a ballsy steal in North Carolina if I'm able to pull it off. Booker maintains his lead in Ohio, as DeSantis does in Pennsylvania. But Booker overtakes in Tennessee. And that's the end of turn number 10. So it's 104 EVs for Booker, who doesn't have a bonus. And DeSantis has 126, so it would take a big steal for us to knock out DeSantis. Eisenhower, he has a lot of his states locked in the oil and gas. I could pip into Texas, put some real pressure there, but also make it to where I don't care who gets 3rd place, assuming that Booker gets 4th. I might want to lock Maryland. Let's just go ahead and do that. And then this Town and Gown money, again, I can let it just sit there and accumulate for New York. I could put 1 pip of pressure there. That might be fun to do because I'm going to go there anyway. Oh, but it looks like we actually did not get our move in time, so we had the 0 spend. So I edited out this big error message that came up with some of my text messages. So I apologize for that, but did not want my phone number to be all over the internet. I'm going to lock Maryland again, like I was going to last time. And now I have a lot of free cash. So let's not steal from Booker. Should I go to the 3rd pip or just leave it on the 1st pip in New York? Let's go 3rd pip. So if we do get DeSantis, we can count that toward our bonuses. I'll go and pip into Texas just in case. Probably a waste of $200K at this point. But Booker will most likely be eliminated. Defend a couple of these states. Kansas and Idaho. So we are facing pressure in California. We blocked Hawaii from Booker. Darn. And Idaho. Shoot, so that would have been 7. Kansas would have been 13, so that would have put him at 120. I don't think it's going to matter, though. But DeSantis is definitely recognizing that Booker is going to be the eliminated player. And Ohio was defended by Eisenhower. Our Texas entry is clean. Unfortunate. So, it looks like Mr. Booker will be eliminated. And it leaves us down to 3 players left. Turn 13, there's no blue. It's just red, pink, and yellow. Looking at pink, DeSantis. Red, Eisenhower is precious in California. Let's go and lock Washington with our high-tech money. And then let's enter into a few of these DeSantis Old South states we're not in. I can try to flip Iowa with my town and gown money. I'll go into... Let's go for Florida. Heck, let's just take it. He can't steal it. He did not defend, so a little bit of an overspend. But it's a massive EV, 60 EV swap. 30 going to our column, 30 going away from DeSantis. And it's a ballot round, so most likely DeSantis was going to beat Eisenhower anyway, so we're in direct competition with him. Maybe he'll steal California, which would not eliminate me unless I lose elsewhere. So maybe let's just let high-tech and Cali go. New York is too far gone. Where else can I put this money? Kansas and Idaho. Let's go ahead and flip these Old South. See if we can just happen to get DeSantis out of here. Gonna need to decrease Arkansas. Finagle my money around here. Go for South Carolina. Now, he does have Old South money, so he probably will defend somewhere. So they're not all going to work. Can I put my high-tech money somewhere else without blocking California? Five seconds here. Let's just end the turn. So, risking high-tech. Alabama does not flip, but Arkansas does. Have a clash in Idaho, so we'll keep that state. Iowa is a clash, stays yellow. And let's skip 163, 214, 161. DeSantis has been eliminated. So we kept all that high-tech money. We maintain a lead in California. We inherit New York. We inherit Pennsylvania, Michigan, all those states, Virginia, Arizona, North Carolina. It's a beautiful thing. So from here, I can just pretty much empty all my bonus funds into open states, defend what I already have. And that's going to be game, set, match for Mr. Benjamin Franklin. Again, I really appreciate everyone tuning in to the stream as we are on our way to 5K before Election Day. Hopefully, going to get monetized when I get the watch hours up. Interact with me in the comment section. If you have questions for me, I would love to read them. I read the good, the bad, the ugly, the troll. I know it's a political channel, and I have been somewhat vocal about my political views. I'm not the political expert, but I do lean right. But there's a Discord channel if you like to join the community. If you like to play with other players, you can join the Facebook Lounge. Heck, we might even match up in a game sometime. This is the part of the game I wish I could speed up or have my opponent find the button, hit the forfeit button and end. There's no shame in doing that when you get this far behind, but it's okay. Ag, Old South, swing states go back into our column, and it is a ballot round, so this will be the last turn. I'll go ahead and spend my money defending what I already have. And that should put a wrap on things. See, Kansas, I can maybe flip. Although, do I want Kansas? As a Missouri Tiger fan, I don't like Kansas. Spoiler alert. That's pretty much it. So let's just spend a few dollars wherever I can. Can't even take Nebraska. That's all right. Well, anyway, well, it's been fun, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching the stream. Again, I probably won't have a whole lot of content this week. I do have a really busy week working my second job and teaching 7th grade. So hopefully you can enjoy this video, a few other videos. And if you have any comments on what I should make a video on next, let me know. That will put the final touches on the 373 electoral victory for Benjamin Franklin. Thank you guys for a good game. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video. 270 videos, strategy, advice, and fun. I'll see you guys in the next 270 video. Ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-ba.